I think one of the magic things you did produce in those first 6 months was that development of the language. So the deal, obvious, and seals the deal. Can you just explain to the audience what they actually mean?
Yes. I've actually never been asked this question. It was more so about sitting down with the team early on and identifying what had to happen to build this out to be different. So people always want to say, I want to be different, and they think a logo or a name is what's going to set you apart. It's actually how you communicate. And sitting down with Aidan, who is my business partner for White Fox Marketing, but also creative director of White Fox with me, was that it had to have the right tone of voice. And for White Fox, it was bold, polished, and matter of fact. So we do not do a thing unless those three criteria are hit. You know, the property's got to be marketed very bold, polished, matter of fact. The people within the business have to be bold, polished, matter of fact.
Yeah.
So they're the pillars. And then when it comes to the language, the deal, obvious and seals the deal, they formed our framework for how we were to take properties to market and segment the copy within the collateral.
Yeah, because
So
most of the copy, for those listening, if you look in Melbourne, it's that cliche blurb, you know, first line, what's this about?
So
Second
how's
line.
this? We don't have a first line.
Exactly.
We removed the first line and just put the deal.
Yeah.
We removed pricing and just put the deal. There's, you know, for the last 2 years, there's been all these issues with pricing and consumer affairs and this, and that, and the other. And guess what? We've just sidestepped the whole lot of it. We were never involved because you log on and all you see is the deal. And it's funny because I was having a schnitzel up in Toorak Road a few weeks back, and I'm sitting there smashing my face through this schnitzel, and this Rangie goes past, and you just see the window go down. And I was sitting there with a good friend of mine, Shura, and this guy just goes, the deal! You know what I mean? Like, and that's just branding.
Yeah.
Like, just hitting you square in the face, and it was beautiful. So the deal was just, you know, what is it? Obvious? Well, that's just selling the features. And seals the deal? Well, that's the sizzle. So obvious holds the steak, seals the deal is the sizzle, and the deal is, well, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
So,
and it's as simple as that.
Mate, it's as simple as that.
Were you surprised? How long did it take for it to cotton on? Like, how long after you started doing that did you start getting messages?
So I'll tell you exactly what happened. We went live and I had a lot of text messages and a lot of emails and funny phone calls, people taking the piss or calling on a private number and going, the deal, you're a fuckwit, and hanging up. That happened a lot.
Yeah.
Right. So
I'd love that though.
Mate, when you put yourself out there, you need to have a thick enough skin to cop the shit.
Yeah, but a lot of people, when you put your stuff out there, whether it's stuff on YouTube or just branding or whatever, someone's always going to have a problem with it. The difference is that most of the people who complain don't ever do anything with themselves.
Yeah, so it was, I mean, to some degree it did affect me. Like, I'm not, you know, but you just don't show it. You know, you move on. I reckon that where it really hit me was, it would have been 4 or 5 months in, and we had an inquiry from a buyer who sent us an email, and it was along the lines of the deal. I want a single fronted home in Middle Park. Obvious. 2-3 beds, off-street parking, north-facing rear. Seals the deal. I got 1.5 to spend. And I was like, holy shit, how good's this? One, you're never going to be a buyer because everything's over 2.
Yeah.
But they picked up on the language. So when the indirect consumer and the person that's not paying you your fee is speaking your language, you know you're onto something.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine that would be very, very fulfilling.
It was cool.
Was there anyone that sort of informed this? Like, are there leaders in sort of marketing and persuasion that you've always read and that sort of?
Look, I don't read ever. I really dislike reading. I love people. I love talking to people and hearing what they've done. And in the creation of White Fox, that was, talking to friends like Erica and Aidan, who were with the company Willow and Blake. And it was really learning from what they had done. And, you know, how cool's that? Your book says bold. Staring at me square in the face.
Who's that by? Bold is by Peter Diamandis. It's about like bold technology.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Boring. No. So learning from others and applying that type of thinking into another field. That's really all it is.
Yeah.
You know, it's not reinventing the wheel. It was taking a strategy from another industry. You know, they were doing a lot of work with different products, and these products were doing really well in the marketplace. They had a language and a tone behind the brand that was through the words in which were written. And if it can work for a product, why can't it work for a service?
Okay. So it was as simple as that?
So simple.